All right, everybody. Good morning. Don't even worry about that word. Like I said, with morning, some people confuse morning with morning. I'm not doing, anyway. Good day. I hope that everybody has a good day. I'm starting off this day with this stream. Knocking this on out. Now, today I came to play, but I'm serious. So I want y'all to go ahead and, you know, you already know how it's about to go down. 100% facts. So now I'm gonna start off like this right here. Let me start off like this right here. I hope my background noise don't get too loud. I'm on the edge, but it's all right. Dang, wrong thing. I did the wrong thing. Now, this is how we gonna start it off. As you can see, what do you see right here? You see Chucky, right? Like I said, you want to play? You know who I'm talking to, fool. What you see right there? You see Chucky in good form. You want to play? Because it can turn into this real quick in defense of the good. Okay? I'm showing y'all duality. Okay? Or polarity. Something that we can't escape. Good and evil exist. I know that this is a good guy dog. I'm just making a funny point right now. That at the end of the day, good and evil exist within all of us. The same person is talking stuff about one creator having good and evil within itself, just because it is one creator. How can we talk about the creator being, being potentially or potentially having good and evil within itself when we sit up and have good and evil within us? You know, and it gets to a point of where we're consciously, we can't think past a certain point. It's and what I'm saying by that point, I'm saying that there is a point. Certain questions in this world we just can only speculate as far as the answers to. Okay, certain stuff in this world people can only make up. All right. Now I'm just showing that, like I said, just to show the duality aspect within oneself in a funny little way. Because I used to watch Chucky a lot when I was young, and like I say, you want to play with me because this ain't no joke. Now, and you know who I'm talking to, Mr. Sanchez, because I ain't got to be indirect. Everybody knows at this point, at least they'll watch on my end. I don't have to be indirect. Only reason that, because y'all, any excuse that people get to say anything about clout chasing, I try to give them no excuse for it because that ain't what's happening over here. I don't need clout. I'm over here 100% more talented than the next person, exerting talent. When the next person is focusing on nonsense and spewing nonsense just to try to knock me down because they're jealous of me or afraid of me. And I'm going to prove why I speculate that someone might be have fear in their heart because obviously somebody's scared of what we call Satan and everything. Okay. And that's why so much fear is being pressed. Now, the same person, Mr. Sanchez, we're going to start off, as you can see by the name of the title and everything, we got the demonic 45 degrees, okay? Since that's what somebody's trying to portray it as, but we're going to see how demonic that is today. Because some stuff got to change if it is so, all right? Now, Mr. Sanchez, specifically to you, buddy, what is your logo for your background? All right, we're going to type it up. Compass without labels. This is and you got wings on it, buddy. You're the same person who's talked about what wings in the past. I got wings on my stuff too. See, the same thing that you're symbolizing with your compass on there, and the wings on that compass is the exact same thing that I'm symbolizing with mine. When you see those two birds, that's exactly what I'm symbolizing. It's a crow. Once you look into what a crow is, it's the most intelligent bird. I'm not just saying that I can Today we're here, like I say, like always anyway, but we showing facts, man. Okay. So what is the most intelligent bird in the world? We're gonna see what pops up. Pardon. I see a crow. Let's see what the answer is. Birds, intelligent, crow. Caledonian crow. Crows, okay? The most intelligent. I didn't choose what I chose for no reason, sir. So at the end of the day, what you see right here is, and that's based on studies, certain things that they do as studies, their comprehension levels. I didn't just look that up and just choose that. I actually studied the crow, man. Like I studied nature, okay? I had an actual experience with crows in 2017, a very spiritual experience. Like you know how y'all talk about the, and I ain't even shared this with nobody before because it was really trippy. It really was. Like I didn't know if I was tripping or what. But in 2017, I was at my old house, staying there. Of course, not my house, but just being real. But at the end of the day, I was outside in the backyard for whatever reason, and it really started honestly when I was inside of the house. I didn't know what was going on. All I knew was I was hearing a bunch of birds. I mean, a bunch of birds, man. And it made me go outside because I had never heard so many birds like that. If you hear enough birds to make you go outside, you got to be hearing a bunch. So I left outside and went outside. And the region that I live in, there's a bunch of tall evergreen trees, or if that's the correct tree that I'm thinking of. The trees that grow up super duper tall, and the limbs don't start up until the very, probably even halfway up the tree. Or pine trees. That's what I'm saying, because it's pine. That's what I'm thinking of. So pine trees. I mean, nothing but huge, tall pine trees in my area. In everybody's yard, right? There's no pine tree sticking up in my yard. So, besides one, there was no. Hold on, no, that wasn't in my yard. It was cut down. So, what happens? And I kid you not, man. That year, 2017, I can. It was in the fall time. I don't know. See, I wasn't writing my journal and super heavy on my journal and everything at that time. I wish I had certain stuff like that wrote down, dates tackled and everything like that. But it was a bunch. I mean, thousands. I couldn't. Of course, I couldn't count them. Thousands of crows all up in the trees created a huge ass circle around me, and they was looking at me. I'm not kidding you. Like they was all. And when you look into the memory of crows and birds, like once you study their memory and stuff like that, they can remember you. If you look, they can remember you from, and it don't matter how long. In a lot of cases. so, so if they saw me today now, and I'm talking about so many crows, bro, and I heard that they do that when somebody dies, like a crow dies in their pack or something like that too. I don't know, but all I know is, when you think about that, like I was trying to tell people in the past when it comes to the coronavirus, well, I was the first person to see when PR Corey, when I was telling people, I was on my Instagram actually, and I was telling people, and it's crazy how people will be stagnant minded and they can't get what you're saying at the moment. But then now I hear the rest of the world is repeating exactly what I said, and I still got the post saved. That's proof that I said it first. I said that at the end of the day, Corona 19 equals AI, okay, artificial intelligence, because the whole COVID disease that people is talking about and the vaccination that they're making you take has some form of just look into it, okay. I ain't gotta. This is how they gonna implement in to put the tech to inject the technology because we're moving into a new technological world. They're going to inject that technology into us to shift us over into a new form of intelligence as human beings. And that's crazy. So when we're talking about intelligence, like I said, what's the most intelligent bird in the world? I just looked up crow. Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, I was telling people as well, not just with the 19 AI, because A is the first letter, I is the ninth letter. Okay, that's why I said AI equals 19. Well, at the end of the day, when it comes to crow, I was telling people as well that because they were saying corona means crown chakra. Okay, I'm not gonna say that it doesn't, but at the end of the day, what I was telling people, I took it to a step deeper. I said that crow means crowd. You know, when we're looking at this whole crowd and corona thing, what was they attacking? They were attacking the crowds. 2020 was all about what? Staying 6 feet apart. Nobody could gather up in crowds. So these crows were a crowd that crowded up around me at the crown of my head. So I and I never have shared this story with nobody because I have never felt that anybody would comprehend it or see the significance behind what I'm saying. Uh, and at the end of the day, these crows crowded up around the top of my head in this tree in 2017. Now this COVID-19, of course, 2 years later, apparently, slash 3 years, 2020 is when the whole effect went down. But that was crazy to me to see how them crows, and I chose that bird the next year because I drew out it was 2 years later, maybe 1 year and a half, depending on when that was. That's why I say it's so short in time. Because if it was in fall of 2017, 2018, and uh, I know my discovery, I came out and I showed it to people in 2019. I had been thinking about it probably since either the beginning of 2019 slash 2018. So that's crazy just hearing that part about the crows and thinking about that. That's just me showing that part about the crow, and that's why PR Corey has a double-headed crow. One of the crows has a light eye, which is symbolizing the sun, and one of them has a dark eye, which is symbolizing the moon. It's all symbolizing and showing the duality aspect of it. I mean, the thing is, what I'm saying is, what's wrong with drawing something that's symbolic? And why do people have to be scared of something that's drawn that's symbolic just because it's not the literal thing? If everybody just drew out the cosmos, and that's boring. Everybody can do that. That's not being real. Anybody can copy what the cosmos is supposed to look like. Just draw a sun, just draw a moon, and draw a pole in the center, and draw a line to represent the ground. I didn't have to do that to be my logo, which is what the Hebrew cosmos is, which is what some people's avatar is. I wanted to be creative. So to all of y'all out there who judge me just because I am creative and I utilize my talent to express uh, not only, a factual message underlying beneath it, but positivity that y'all perceive as negativity. Okay. Now, like I say, Mr. Sanchez, what is your logo? If 45 degrees is so demonic and you brought up the fact that with a certain cross and everything, once you turn it, this is your previous show. Once you turn at 45 degrees, you just want these people of yours to, when they see 45 degrees in the chat over there, because you realize you can't press me away. But like I say, motherfucker, the more that you keep on trying to resist, the more that I'm gonna fuck your ass up intellectually. I'm not playing with you, dude. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna respect me. Because like I say, if it was that other artist, masterpiece, that drew out exactly what I did, your ass 9 times out of 10 wouldn't be acting like you acted. Because when he was drawing and doing what he was doing, you wanted him up there. So you actually said back, and that's how long I've been around. Real talk. And that should speak to you that I'm real. Because at the end of the day, this Negro, when he was around, you told him, I want you to come up here and draw out. It'll be cool if you could get up here and draw out the stuff. While I'm sitting up here talking about it, you could be drawing out the visualization. The nigga never even fell through with it. It never even happened. And that would have been something awesome. Y'all never even did it. You never focused on it. So what, he went his own way. He never fell through. And I said long ago, I'm here to help anybody, that's for the truth. I will lend my time to help anybody with my talent if it's for, and but look at where we're at. I'm the nigga that's elevating this flat earth thing to another level, to another degree. And this Negro is scared of 45 degrees. What I'm going to tell you is, because you're a hypocrite, you want to say one thing, but you got the freaking compass in your background. That compass does not exist without 45 degrees, okay? That's a fact. I don't care about nothing that your homeboy awakening minds. I got love for dude because he be coming with facts a lot of the times. But I keep it real with everybody. That's just, that's just real. I don't hold my tongue or fake shit for nobody. And at the end of the day, what dude was saying in the chat about 45 degrees or 45 just being a piece of the pie. No, that's the 45 is the whole pie. That's just the slices. 45 degrees is just the line, man. Okay. And at the end of the day, the lines are separated in between. Okay. And when I say that 45 is the whole, I say that because it's not 30. Bro, the circle is 36 degrees. Okay. I mean, the circle is 360 degrees. Okay. 1 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8. Okay. Equals what? 36. You're stopping at 8 when you do that, though. What do y'all say? It's the nine is divine. Nine is this magical number. Three, it ain't just 3 6. They don't just go, it's 3 6. It's what? 3 6 9, right? So why do y'all leave out nine? Or why would one leave out nine in that lineup? Upon adding in nine to 36, what number do you get? Which is the universal mathematics. This world obviously does not exist and function correctly without the insertion of the number nine. That's a fact. That's a fact. If that's the case, why do all of the Platonic solids add up to be the number nine? You niggas ain't even went down the road of debunking the decimal system, and you can't do it. You literally can't. That's a level that y'all ain't on, that you're not ready for, and you sitting up here talking about what's real and what's not. This brother Sanchez sitting up here talking about he the number one symbologist when you using an incorrect symbol. I tell you, you don't know what you're talking about in the chat. Then you come back later trying to call yourself trying to bounce back. Like I say, fam, I just let you have your little moment. I just let you have your little moment, bro. I'm not playing with you, dude. And the only reason that I come at you like this is because of the stuff that you do. It's only a reaction. You can't judge how I react. Judge how you act. And if you think that you don't act no type of way, then hey, I'm gonna think the same. I ain't doing that. We're gonna look up the degrees of the compass. Now we're gonna look at the intermediate directions is what we're looking for. I'm really looking for a simplified one. That's what I'm not just a 100% full degree aspect. I guess I have to click on one. Y'all ain't stupid. Now north is at 0. Northeast is at 45 degrees. Okay, which is an intermediate direction. What's in between 30 degrees and 15 degrees? What's the perfect halfway point? Okay, 15 and 30. What's the perfect halfway point? These intermediate directions right here are created by the halfway aspect between north and actually, hold on, incorrect. I didn't mean to do, I did that incorrect. The halfway point in, because this right here is halfway in between what? North and northeast. All right. North and northeast. What is halfway in between? 45. Half of 45 is what? 22.5. 22 plus 22 equals what? 44. One half plus one half, which was left over for each of those two, equals what? 45. If you notice within that, 22.5 is what? 2 plus 2 equals 4. Combine like terms like they told us or taught us in school. Combine like terms. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Then you have what left over? 0.5, okay? Which is what I've been showing y'all, the universal code. So if you look at these perfect, intermediate directions, which are what I'm getting at is if the 45 degrees is so demonic and this brother want to talk about turning this that way, turning this that way, making up all of this preposterous stuff just because he want people to view me in a negative manner, because he's a hater and wish that he discovered something first. How do you navigate? And how most of navigation, if you realize most of the freaking monuments that were built around this world on this grid map that we're going to talk about here soon, all have to deal with this compass. They all have to know these primary directions. That's a fact. Whenever you even create the north, south, east, and west, the counter space that's in the inside, if you realize, is going at 45 degrees, man. You can't get around it. So as soon as you create the 90, the perpendicular 90, the plus sign, you have to realize that, and it's probably just from an artistic mindset that y'all can't even get that. You have to realize that those pie slices are turned at a, by default, automatically turned at 45 degrees. If you create a middle line through them, the line will be going at 45 degrees, which is going at these numbers. Now, I just told y'all what half of 45 is what? 22.5, which comes out to be 45. I also told y'all my own quote. My own quote is what specifically? Nikola Tesla, yes, has said that 3, 6, and 9 is the key to the universe. I said myself that 45 is the universe, okay? That's what I said. Because upon realizing, and the reason that I said that is many reasons, but to simplify it all down, like I just said, all numbers added up equal 45, okay? So the whole family unit is 45. The energy of all numbers, all real numbers, is what? 45. 4 plus 5, it comes back down to 9. So we're not losing that 9 aspect. If you pay attention, like I said, half in it equals 22.5, 45, then you go double that equals 90. Well, the opposite of the inverse of 45 on this side would be what? If you come down here to perfect opposite, 135. What I want y'all to rip, because it's southeast, northeast, southeast is the opposite of northeast. Okay? Really, that 100% opposite would be southwest, but I'm just saying, just on the other side of the right side, the negative side, southeast, 135. What is 1 plus 3? 4. What's the last digit? 5. What, I'm not making anything up. You want to know how I can prove that I'm not making it up? By adding those first 2 digits. I know when to add the digits because that's part of what I'm picking up on in my work and showing people with the 432 hertz and everything like that. You have to open your mind to comprehend what I'm showing. If you, the way that I'm not making this up is because, like y'all say, 3, 6, and 9 is the key to the universe. You'll repeat that mess real quick. Well, let's go by all of the numbers and let's see what we get for all of them. If we take out 45 degrees, we're going to see what numbers we get specifically, okay? So we start off with 0. The first increment is 15 degrees, okay? 1 plus 5 equals what? Which is 6. You double that and you get 30. They're adding 15, 15, 15, 15, 15. It's all broken down into 15 degrees. Where did that number 15 pop up recently? With the magic square that I showed y'all. And the magic square is built off of what numbers? 0 through 9. 1 through 9 is what you can see in it. But like I said, the square is 360 degrees, the circle is 360 degrees. So when you use the square, it's just like using the circle to communicate. You get what I'm saying? So 15 anyway, we're getting back on track. 1 plus 5 equals 6. We're leaving out the 45, remember. 3 plus 0 equals 3. So we got 6 and 3 right there. Started off with 0, 3, 6, okay. Scratch out the 45. 6 plus 0 equals what? Equals 6. 7 plus 5 equals what? It equals 3 because 7 plus 5 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Now we got 90 right there. So we already got 6, 3, and then 6 and 3. And then we got 90, which comes right there, obviously. 6, 3, 6, 3, 9. Really what it would be is, if you include the 45, is 0, 6, 3, 9. 6, 3, 9. 6, 3, 9. But what the 9 is showing you is the 45. That's what y'all ain't getting with y'all silly asses, Mr. Demonic 45. See, this is real communicate. The see what the reason why I focus on numbers ain't just point. Oh my gosh, it's the true communication from the creator is what y'all ain't getting. That's why y'all so far behind on what I'm saying. And you always end up coming up behind what I'm saying later. And then this nigga want to act like he the first person to say it. I was the first person over here saying that the earth might be hell, but I didn't conclude on it. What I said and my ideas, my see, I'm not here to throw out ideas for this nigga to try to come on the latch on because if anything, if he keep on doing that, like I say, the punk ass nigga won't open up his stuff for no smoke like he always do with everybody. You so tough when it come to everybody else. Why you so damn boxed up when it come to me then? You sure ain't quick to move when it come to me, partner. I'm telling you. I noticed that. I don't know what niggas' problem is, bro. I'm telling you. That's why I said at the beginning of this stream, niggas must be scared that I'm the Antichrist or that I'm Christ. you know, and the reason why I say Antichrist is because that's all that he focuses on. If you realize, that's all that he focuses on. Let me tell you something. When it comes to this flat Earth thing, I might not 100% rock with what FPV Angel now be saying all the time, but let me tell you something. I've been looking and listening into their work even more because they're so advanced. Like white people and black people are very too, and it's amazing. I love it. The polarity difference between us. A lot of people look at the differences and they latch onto the differences and hate each other because of the differences. But me, I look at the differences in how we move and how we act. And I admire some stuff that they do. At least they know how to work together as a team. They got a whole team over there. They don't do no arguing on the. I ain't heard them argue once. Ain't even tried to really, it ain't always about debating each other. We always why niggas gotta be the pit bull in the pit, always want to fight, always want to argue. It's funny to me because I'm not like that. And this nigga is the one who is like that. He always wants smoke. But that's the funny thing about it. Don't nobody else realize that they a leader don't want no smoke when it comes to me. And if you do, speed it up. Straight up. That's speed it up. Because you're moving a little bit too slow. Put some pep in your step. That's real talk. Because I ain't playing with you. That let you know how much facts I want that nigga to argue against this. And the reason what part of what he want to press somebody to do is press somebody to make their points so that nobody can't come on there and debate. See, when he debates any person that he does debate, it's always somebody he can go and look at their content and look at their moves, like I pointed out at the end of the previous stream, like a boxer, to try to find their weak spots and shit. You ain't gonna find no weak spots over here, partner. That's why he ain't did no debate. That's why he's so shook up because I'm not like everybody else, bro. I'm not like them. I don't care how much you want to think about it or try to put it in that content. I ain't saying I'm better than anybody, but the way I move ain't the same. The way I move is not the same, partner. And I don't think you're quite ready, to be honest. This whole thing that you're looking at right here is exactly what I had drawn out, to be quite honest. If you look at it, hold on, how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, which is north. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dark would be 9. Dark would be 9. 4.5, 4 for foundation, which would be dark. 5 would be light. I'm getting off track, my bad, bro. That's how I am, man. I'll get to thinking on some stuff and paying attention. I ain't making up nothing. I'm just looking and seeing some similarities. I didn't because I got my stuff right here on the wall to where I can always look at it. And I was like, dang, the geometry is exactly the same in the rays. It's landing on the exact same points. So anyway, man, proceeding with what I'm saying. What this Negro won't tackle, what is the first compass look, The compass, we talking about 45 degrees being demonic, right? The first compass ever was set at this, bro. Like, this is what helped people. How is navigation demonic? How is knowing where you're going to go something that helps you know where you're going to go demonic? Answer that. Because the whole compass is turned at 45 degrees and it's based on this science that I'm showing your ass, okay? That's a fact. This ain't no speculation. This ain't no made up. This shit can't even be debated. This is a fact. I'm showing you this. We ain't even been all the way around the compass. On the other side, 225, which is what I went. Just it's the whole the same thing I just brought up with the half of 45, which is on the other side. Half of 45 is what? 22.5. Well, you got 225 right there. 2 plus 2 equals 4 and 5. Just like over here, I pointed out 1 plus 3 equals 4. Then you get 5. Up here at the top, what's the opposite of this? At the top, 315. 3 plus 1 equals 4. And you got your 5 left over. And it's never going to change. It's not going to change, partner. It ain't. With all of them up here, 3, 4, 5. Of course, that's 12, which is 3. 330 is 6. We're leaving out the 4 and the 5. We got 3 plus 0 equals 3. 2 plus 8 plus 5. You got 10, and then you got 5, which is 15, which is 6. Okay? 270. 9. 2 plus 5 plus 5, which is 2 plus 5 equals 7. 7 plus 5 equals 12. You're going to continue to get this number 12. 2 plus 4 plus 0 equals 6. This got the deal, and you can think about the clock when it comes to that number 12. Yeah. 2 plus 4 plus 0. But if you realize with the clock, that's what I'm trying to show y'all as well. Not even that is at the, when y'all try to bring up, some people try to bring up the 12 count thing or base 12. What I'm showing y'all and telling y'all there, when you look at that clock, it's really not base 12. Because when you look at that, it's still got, and going by the decimal code, they wrap it at the 10. If it was at truly at the, going by the, I forgot the name of it on, and that's why I don't want to say the incorrect thing for the real, but just the base 12. If it was really going and based off of base 12, it would have different symbols for the actual numbers of 10, 11, and 12. It wouldn't be the typical thing, and it would start, so we're still wrapping at that 10. That's what a lot of people don't get. The whole clock that we're using is not a base 12 system. That's a fact. So, yeah, we got this cover right here. I wanted to point that out about that right there when it comes to these different derivatives of the 4 and the 5 and the 3 and the 6. Because when y'all say 3, 6, I'm showing y'all that I ain't stretching and I ain't going, I ain't making no reach. I know what the heck I'm talking about, and I prove the facts. Ain't no speculation on what I'm talking about. Ain't no opinions with what I'm talking about. There's science behind what I'm talking about. I just showed a previous video where theory of hypothesis just showed 45 degrees is extremely relevant when it comes to magnetism. It don't exist without it. That's just a fact. Magnetism don't exist without that aspect, and that aspect of 45 don't exist without magnetism. They go hand in hand. So if somebody gonna talk about magnetism, realize that I ain't wrong and it ain't evil. You just ain't at the realization that I'm at yet. And you can, and quite frankly, that says something about one's character when they knocking something that they don't know 100% the truth about, and they talking about it like they do. They say something about their character. I don't care what nobody say. That's why I be in there on that. If he say something right, damn it, I'm gonna congratulate him and tell him, because I ain't no hater. That ain't being fake. I'm gonna tell a nigga when they right. I'm gonna tell a nigga and congratulate them when they on point. That ain't cheerleading either. That's 100% supporting them. That's called real support, which the nigga don't do over here, which I brought knowledge over there to his side. The nigga can't say he done did the same for me. Okay? Realize that who real and who ain't. Okay? Just because somebody got numbers don't mean that they real. Now, as you can see right here, I'm glad they pulled up this one like this because it got it exactly how it needs to be. It's at 45, 45. They ain't even do the original numbers. This looks just like what? Man. Do I gotta say it? What does this look like? Here we go. Same thing. Same damn thing, man. The same damn thing. Okay, so we gonna move to this point. This is gonna take us to the next section, which is the grid of the earth. Because this is what I'm talking about, the true grid of the earth. So I got a video that we gonna watch and everything at the end of the day talking about the grid of the earth, this ancient system. When you talk about the energy grid and everything, what a lot of people don't realize is that the energy grid can shift and it can change. When you look at somatics, based on the sound frequency that's going on, that's what changes the geometric shape and outlay of that. So the same thing when we're talking about this invisible energy, which none of us can see, the same thing can happen with it based on the vibration that's on the earth or that the earth is giving off. This is why human activity, human the way that we interact and everything, that stuff can be shifted without us even being conscious of it. A lot of stuff. So and I was thinking too, this angle right here, I was trying to pull it up some other time, but this right here, I realized that this is offshoot and it's turned not 100% north like this line here. It's turned that way. So what I was thinking too is, I ain't saying it is it, but being honest, this same slope right here, I'm being, because I've looked at the Great Pyramid so many times, it looks just about exactly like the same slope. I'm gonna do an overlay later. I might be off, I might not. Ain't no telling. But that's the type of stuff that I be seeing. So right there, you see exactly what I've been saying about the Nazca Estrellas. Estrella means what? Estrella means star. As you can see, stars right there. What does Estrella mean? Estrella is a girl's name with multiple origins, and the meaning of Estrella is star. Okay, ain't nobody making up nothing. So Estrella means star, and I have said myself, when you consider the etymology of the word star, the root of that word and the only letter added to the end is the cross, which is the T. Star equals start, your starting point. So when I talk about the grid of the earth and what these ancient ancestors have laid out, what I'm telling y'all is that this star, one of it, because this ain't the only one, and mind you, every last one, every single one, ain't stretching. You can go look at yourself. I ain't got to watch that full 30, 40-minute video with y'all just to prove something. Look it up and look, do some work yourself. Every last, if you care enough about the truth, every last one of these geoglyphs that they made is at 45 degrees perfectly. It's an 8-point star of a circle. When you divide 360 degrees into 8 perfect congruent sections, what do you get? 45 degrees. Every single one of them is at 45 because they was communicating something. If you look at most freaking crop circles, most of them, I'm not saying all of them, most of them is at 45 degrees as far as the geometric ones, or they got something to do with 4 plus 1 equals 5. Same stuff niggas was laughing about, right? Simple math, simple shit they ass don't get. Dumbass think you take a walk up in the sky, take one step, think your ass gonna travel from Arkansas to California. You must be a dunce. And then try to argue against me. You didn't put other people's streams up there where they done made streams saying this and saying that in response to you, K Gomez and all type of stuff. Other people who ain't got no numbers. So I don't want to hear nothing about no cloud chasing, no numbers and nothing. Like I say, you show more love to people who from the other side and they ain't got the same uh ain't even niggas like you. Not that it got to be about skin, but you act like a racist with me, to be honest. Sanchez, you's just a damn hater. I ain't the hater, and you ain't gonna make it out like it. That's why you don't want that smoke, like you say, nigga. Shit, I wouldn't even have to be like this with you. You take it as somebody that got hatred at. Nigga, quit acting like you acting then, nigga. You realize that you bring it on your fucking self, dude. Realize that. That's real talk. Realize that. You bring this on yourself. If you quit acting like a fucking fool, niggas won't have to do this. Now that got the wow. Hmm. Okay. So when we talk about now we're gonna go to the grid of the earth, like I was saying. The grid, no. Well, I'm gonna type in something different, not the ley lines. The inner, which is exactly what I need. Now, as you can see right here, what I was saying, and I'm gonna watch Theory Hypothesis' video. I'm gonna pull it up and watch it another time, because it's that on point and important. Now, as you can see right here, you got the 5 point star, and these are a theory. This is called the theoretical aspect of the ley lines. Okay, they just realized that these points, which down here is down here by the Nazca lines, buddy. Peru is right down here. This is where the Nazca lines is at, in this area. That's a fact. So when I say starting point, if you were going to uh, map out the correct area or grid of the Earth with these ley lines and show and communicate where it's at, you would have to have a starting point. So what I'm telling people and showing people is that likely that right there that they were showing is the starting point, of where, at least from their area. Because imagine you, I mean, if you have different centers all around, I'm not saying that this is where the Earth started. When I say that, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's different points around the Earth, and that they chose or search for the grandest and most significant point relative to the region that they are staying in or were staying in. So that became the starting point. And once you know the starting point and you know the actual true fractal geometry and the real shape of what's, if you know what's going on, which is what I've mapped out, then you can figure out the rest because you know what the start is. It's just that simple. That's what I'm telling people. Once my, because it goes on infinitely. What I have done goes on infinitely. So all it has to do is be an overlay on that actual star slash starting point, and then I just continue to expand it, zoom out and expand it, and continue the same exact pattern that I've already done. That's what people ain't getting. That, and that's crazy. That's on point. I was looking at this too, and it's amazing to me how they got the Earth as the root chakra up here. I felt like that was kind of confusing because if anything, I feel like down here would be more of the root. Because guess what? Anacondas don't exist up here. When it comes to anacondas, they're from down here, you know. And this is one of the lowest areas on the earth, actually. So I look at this as the root chakra. South America is more like the root, which is what PR Corey has been saying that he is in. So not that's what I'm saying. I'm so in sync with the earth, man. And God, the higher power is only going to give information to those who are worthy of it, man. While the others don't comprehend it or want to bash it. Now, one thing I have realized as well about Yahweh, um, when it comes down to this name, I ain't saying that I am, and I ain't trying to be blasphemous. But what I realize as well is when it comes down to these, uh, this right here with the leaving out the vowels. Guess what? That's what I be doing when I be typing in my language, man. I told people that if I take out the vowels, and that makes it that much harder to figure out what you're saying. That's a fact. And if I do use vowels, I ain't gotta let nobody know when I use them or which one I use. But that's what I was thinking. I hadn't even thought about that. Like the whole Yahweh and what I want to explain too as well. I don't know what this stuff is here. Well, it's some weird ass shit right here, man. I ain't even seen that pop up now. I'm at the time. But what I was gonna say is think about it, man. Nobody else has pointed this out or realizes the fact that why do they tell you that why do they tell you to write it without vowels? They said it is not supposed to be pronounced. So that's part of why they go to the stretches of doing that, the lengths of doing this. So what I'm saying on my end is when you think about the fact that why do they make this stretch to hide and keep the good name, what is said to be the good name, from being spoken, to keep, because if you think about it from the terms of people who know the truth and are evil and are ruling the world, as we say, evil rules the world here on this. Would you want to hide if you were to? Come on, now, it's common sense. You would hide the good name so that because of words, it spells and energy. See, everybody around here saying the evil names. They never tell you to take out the vowels from, this evil name. I don't even want, now that I'm realizing, but I'm realizing the game that could be behind it. I don't even like to say them names. That should let you know enough about me. While somebody else feel and they love, this Satan stuff like that, all of this, they don't tell you to write S. You ain't never heard them say to write STN or LCFR. You ain't gonna see them do that. Ain't nobody on the internet throughout time that I've known, nobody's done that. Or AZL, AZZ. You ain't gonna see it happen, bro. It's not gonna happen. For whatever reason, they tell you to. They try to disguise what the good, and there's so much confusion behind what the good name would be. So all I'm saying is, why do they go to their lengths to hide what the good name would be, but they let you say all of this, what would be negative energy? If everybody go around saying that name, that name, that name, and then for the good name, they really saying some fake name, which is Jesus, because the letter J wasn't created until a later point in time in the English language, or introduced until later, here recently, actually, so, so I mean, the shit's crazy, bro, and people don't think about that like that, and that's real talk. Instead of concluding on stuff, every tetragrammaton this, tetragrammaton that, this dude Sanchez be saying, you ain't said that word until I brought that up, until I showed that on that screen and everything the last time I was on his show. Then he started talking about it. Ain't nobody here to give you no ideas to talk about, food. Come on your own terms. Discover your own stuff. While you sitting up trying to bash somebody, you don't realize that you messing with a power that you ain't even ready for, bro. You messing with a power beyond human capability. When it comes to me, I'm not playing with you, and that's real talk. You better back up off of 45, because guess what? It's an infinite numbers in the world, bro. Why is you talking about 45 when literally the word? I'm not stretching by saying that. How many numbers is it in the world? There's an infinite amount of numbers in the world, my guy. Don't you know that tetragrammaton got the word ton in it, which is related to 1,000? You ain't even brought up 1,000 yet. You talking about 45 though. I'm pointing out something, dude. You on my dick, man. Going on somewhere. Because all of that negative stuff that you're doing, trying to bash it and trying to get as many people as you can to look at it incorrectly, it ain't going to work. Because guess what? God prevails over niggas like you, bro. It's God power that your ass, you afraid of, obviously. And I ain't talking about that, all of that stuff that you've been spewing. I'm talking about the good side, dude. If it's a negative side, if you can sit up here and talk all day about Satan and all of this stuff and all of them other, negative deities and stuff, like they really affecting. And even if you ain't saying that it's a tailed, a tailed, a tailed devil and everything, red devil and everything, even if you saying it's just energy, you still are talking about that energy as if it's relative and real. Okay? Relative, real. Same etymology for the first three with 3 letters, real, real. You're still showing the relevance. So if the negative is relevant, I'm the other side of the coin, partner. You sitting up here showing, see, just because somebody bashing negativity, that's why you get them people to feel like, he 100%, he 100% about the truth. Well, guess what, bro? If you was 100% about the truth, your ass will submit when it come down to my shit and what I've been saying, because you can't debate it. And if you ready for it, nigga, like I say, you got minions and shit. I know when my shit done been shared with you. I got my ways and been told to. So bring your ass on, just like you would with anybody else. Because guess what? If you don't, you just a scary punk, bro. That's all you showing and proving me. And you just proving me more right the longer that your ass wait. It's just like when somebody about to get their ass whooped by their daddy. And then they ass trying to stall off. You trying to go take a bath. You trying to go wash dishes. You trying to go do all of this other shit and trying to jump around the issue that you didn't cause. I ain't the one, buddy. I'm not the one. I'm not the one to be playing with you. Now I'm gonna pull up this video when it comes, and I'm gonna just let y'all watch that because it's a new video that I just recently came across and watched because I'm subscribed to all of these ancient, architecture channels and stuff like that. I listen in on this stuff. And I'm finna pull up this video real quick. There this thing go. Freezing up and stuff. I should have known. The name of this video is called The True Purpose of Ancient Monuments, and the World Has Finally Been Explained. I thought she was gone like a. I got company still here, bro. I thought that's crazy. They ain't tripping though. I mean every word I'm saying to your ass, boy. I'm serious when it comes to your ass. Oh, why is it doing this? I have to pause it. I got it playing on my end. I don't know why this is this mouth tripping. Okay, there we go. Now share there. I'm gonna pull this up real quick. And there we go. Niggas gonna know I ain't playing with their ass. I'm not playing. I'm so fucking serious. And I don't mean to commit. I'm so serious. I'm not playing, boy. Niggas ain't got no facts behind what they saying. Talking about if you turn across, they turn this cross 40. But man, just making up stuff. It's infinite number. It's an infinite number of numbers in the world. But you on my dick talking about 45. Come on, dude. That's what like literally. What is the number? What is infinity? Infinity literally is, and the infinity. It ain't even a number, nigga. But you talking about 45. You ain't talking about 44. It's 144,000. When you talking about tetragrammaton, the Bible, it's so many numbers in the Bible. But 45, it ain't even mentioned in the Bible. You know why? It might be a grand secret.
But has long been forgotten by modern humanity. It is known as the planetary energy system. Did a prehistoric global civilization tap into its power by building vast transmission and receiving stations using various forms of monumental architecture? Were such mysterious sites as Stonehenge in England, or Machu Picchu in Peru, or the pyramids of the Sun and Moon near Mexico City, or the megalith temples of Malta, or the stone heads of Easter Island, or Serpent Mound in Ohio, or thousands upon thousands of other structures scattered across the globe, simply a matter of chance arrangement or design? We propose that these grand monumental edifices were deliberately fixed into the geometric configuration of an enchanted energy landscape. And did they, altogether, create a gigantic, intricate web-like pattern, the meaning and purpose of which has defied the most scholarly archaeologists? There is a universal energy source springing from the earth. It was distributed along the sacred lines and pathways and broadcast out of the temples situated at the focal points. It is this mythic hidden power of magic and healing that was at one time shared by everyone in a forgotten golden age in the distant past. How was such a system lost, and can it be understood and restored again today? Several leading researchers in ancient mysteries and earth energies have found answers in various archaic sources. They have discovered that the planet's power systems affect climatic and geologic changes in the Earth, and significant physical, emotional, mental, spiritual transformations among peoples and nations. What is also being realized is that ongoing shifts and alterations in personal and planetary energy fields have subtle yet profound influences on world events. Only as we learn more about Earth energies, how they were once used and can be rediscovered again today, will we find an essential key to the potential directions of the future ahead of us. Among ancient and modern indigenous peoples worldwide, we find very similar stories of energy patterns and how they were once utilized. In England, alignments among standing stones and stone circles are called lays, along which flowed the life force that fertilized the landscape. In Ireland, they are remembered as fairy paths, and in Germany as holy lines. The Greeks knew them as the sacred roads of Hermes, while the ancient Egyptians regarded them as the pathways of Min. The Chinese today still measure
I apologize. I apologize about this right now. I'm gonna just read the comment section right now for the time being, since this is twirling and stuff and dancing. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's tripping like real talk. Can't stand stuff like that. But we'll start from the top. J Ma came in. I appreciate you, bro. Shout out to you. Sister Amazon, shout out to you. Crows used to show me sacred geometry. I had crows circle my dog when she was dying. Man, that's crazy, man. Thinking about, and that's the thing. See, wow, because that taking me back to what I was thinking about earlier. I was thinking myself, was this a sign about something happening to me soon? Because once I looked into it, I was like, dude, I was getting kind of scared. But I
an
mean,
invisible force is flowing.
at that time when it was going on, I was feeling amazing. I was blown away by seeing all of them crows. Look, it was scary too. I mean, imagine that what the crow means to people, and then thousands of them looking at you all at once and creating a perfect circle in trees around you. So I'm sitting up here thinking myself and Googling and everything, trying to find out as much information on it as I can. And I'm thinking that something could be happening to me soon. That was years ago. All I know is ever since that happened, my knowledge level, and I know that at that time I was at a very, very vulnerable or I ain't gonna even say vulnerable, but a very balanced state in my life. Like I ain't never been at that point of
across the
this
landscape
thing
of our
tripping out.
world.
It's trying to interrupt me. But childish computer. But yeah, man, I was thinking to myself about how I was so zen at that time, and I had a lot going on because honestly, I had lost. Golly, in 2015, I lost my best friend Jaylon. In 2015, the next year, I lost my well that same. Well, hold on, I lost Jaylon 11/15 of 2015, and the next year in that summer, I lost my first cousin, Mikey. I lost him. He died, and then after that, his brother died, and then after that, his daddy died. You know, so that was all. And then after that, my granddad had died in 2018. So I had,
It was
man,
known to
I
the ancients,
like
but has long
when I
been
look back.
forgotten by
Hold
modern
on.
humans.
And I know people will wonder, why you stay to yourself and stuff like that. Cause that's bro. I'm gonna be real. I'm the type person don't handle. I get that death is a transition and everything like that, but we don't know what happened. We close these eyes. We don't know what we was even before we got in this body. And I see so much torture and torment happen on this earth. That's why in my heart, especially if I was the one to give, I would be like Superman if I was rich. I don't know how these rappers ain't. I would be, don't trying to help people. If I had money like that to help, I would be giving so much, man. But of course, I would be moderate and make sure I moderate myself and not be stupid and just give up everything. But it ain't hard to give. There's so many people in this world just think that you got to do everything on your own, and that's why we can't get nowhere quick. That's why we so stuck at where we at. And there was just so much stuff, death going on at that time in my life, man. When I look back at it, and I ain't never been one to mess around with no type of negative energies at all like that. Like I'm a very positive type of person, bro. I've said in the past stuff. That's why when I see all of this stuff about Yahweh and stuff like that, it do kind of blow me away. And I know that I ain't the only one who can see it. Sanchez 9 times out of 10 can see it based on how he's acting. And all of the synchronicities. I mean, got something to deal with it. When he talking about the cross of Christ and stuff like that, 45 degree, bro, who discovered literally that's a cross that I bought for that. So when I hear him talking about stuff like that, I'm seeing it sync with me, not just purposefully. Sometimes I be trying to force myself to, nah, this ain't got nothing to do with me. This ain't got, I try to force that. But when it come down to it, man, I'm looking at so many freaking synchronicities because I used to say to myself, if all of this negativity and torment going on the earth, I would literally sacrifice myself if it had any change to stop all of this, man. And just the answer at the end of the day that people don't think about, the answer is a complete wipe, a reset. Think about when we're talking about the wheel of karma, if it is one. So everything that's happening on the earth is something negative happening. It's if it got to be if everything is an equal and opposite react, this will never stop. So at the end of the day, what does it take for everybody to just stop and it just reset? You know, start over. That's the best point. I mean, if humanity literally started over, that's the only way that the earth is going to come to a world peace because humans don't know how to just stop and just think about what they're doing. And I've said to myself in the past, like, and once I think when people say words is power, I don't know too many people in the world who would even let that come out their mouth. I wasn't trying to be blasphemous. I speak everything from the heart. I was straight up saying what's been on my heart, and that's that I would give up myself if it had some type of energetic change on the earth to literally stop all of this negativity that's going on, man. And who's the only other person that we hear of in the religion that's doing that? Christ. So, we know that we got so many different religions that, as they say, they're exemplifying the same person and stuff like that. But I've literally said that myself, man. And when I'm seeing all of this stuff now later down the road, sinking with me. I mean, I feel like I don't know what's going on. It can be scary, but it's amazing at the same time. And like I say, in games, the game said it in one of his songs. Laugh my ass off, childish computer. Uh, he said in one of his songs, hated on so much past, hated on so much passion of Christ needs a sequel. And nigga, I'm hated on, bro. I am hated on, bro. Even by niggas at the top who got more. Nigga, you got more than me. You got the followers. You got the money. You know, in some type of way, you ain't got to be rich, but I mean, bro, you in a better position than me. Why are you hating on me? Is how I feel. You know, because I ain't showing anything but facts that can't even be argued against. And when he ready to open up that panel, your boy gonna be right there. I'm not playing. I'll be the first one. Like I say, only reason I ain't did it yet because the dude makes a scene as soon as he can about you changing up the topic. Put the correct topic in there, like he had when he won't smoke with anybody else. If he put smoke in that title, I'll be right there because I know that that's what he wants. The reason why he has not done that, if it's been 3 weeks now, he ain't done that. And the reason why is because I'm the reason. I wish people could see that, man. I ain't making up nothing. I can't remember where this was at. I hope I ain't going too deep in. I don't think it was that far. I ain't trying to skip anything. But yeah, they said some interesting stuff in this video in relation to the grid of the earth. And because I didn't realize that, you know, that it could change at first. So I was like, that makes sense. Even if it ain't a ball, you know, when you look at somatic frequency, it can, you know, based on the sound that's being given off the vibration, it can change. Uh, so the key is in this instance is to find out what is the vibration that we're going into. Man, come on, this makes me want to stop. To be honest, I'm sorry about this. This makes me want to stop. It should be already loaded by now. I got the drive open. Hopefully that'll stop what's going on there.
The Greeks knew them as the sacred roads of
Not to
Hermes.
have other tabs and stuff open. Yeah, that helped. Or at least I thought it did. And I've been saying with the Hermes, number one, Mercury, the first planet, the triple conjunction of Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury. That's the star of Bethlehem right there. That's what he has not brought up. When he's talked about the Tetragrammaton, the star of Bethlehem is the aspect of the Saturn, Jupiter, uh, Mercury conjunction. And that just happened here in January, the triple conjunction. So every last, so it was a sign of something. And like I say, the astrological symbols for Jupiter and Saturn look just like 4 and 5. And anybody, you know, it's so many synchrony. I could just not end, and it ain't.
While the ancient Egyptians regarded them as the
Nobody can
pathways
say
of
about
Min.
making up an.
The Chinese today
All right,
still measure the
please.
Lung Mei, or dragon currents, which affect the balance of the land, as practiced through the
Por
ancient.
favor. Consciousness. Yep.
This is the checkers game where grandson and granddad will bond. This is the kitchen where the new boyfriend will unofficially become family. These are the Verbo vacation homes.
Gosh. I always said that God, I always said it out there. God, I will not be up in the and try to act like I know your name or act like I know the name of God. I said, but I know I want God to know that I can't see God face to face besides everything that's around me.
If you have an
creation,
enlarged prostate,
including myself
you
when I look in
must
the
see
mirror.
this. The renowned
Oh gosh, we just went through this, man. This is. I feel like YouTube is trying to mess with your boy at this point. And this is a new form of trolling. Matrix. Whoa, I thought they were saying Matrix Wisdom subscribe to me. I was about to say, whoa. Oh man, come on.
to the ancient art of Feng Shui. The placement
God might be telling me you done made your points. Honestly, you ain't even got to keep on going. You done made your points, honestly, because he can't argue against what I've already outlaid. That's just a fact. And if he's ready, he's ready. Come on, you know I'm ready.
pagodas, stones, trees, temples.
Man, ready ain't the word. Ready is not the word, man. I ain't got to get up there cussing nobody out. I'll be intellectual, carry myself just like I need to. It's all about the facts at the end of the day. But what I will not have is somebody trying to destroy. It's connected to me. That
There's a
number is
way to
growing
heal
more and
the
more
earth.
connected to me.
Likewise, the native Australians
Now the same brother I want to throw in there
still go on
he brought
walkabouts
up
or
the fact.
pilgrimages down their dream paths, crisscrossing the desert to seasonally
I ain't gonna pause. Dang.
re-energize the lifestyles of the region. They work with board sculpturing which map out the dream lines, and by meditating on them, they can predict the approach of storms and the location of game animals as they interact with the line systems. The old Polynesians spoke of using the te lapa, or lines of light, flowing in the ocean as a navigation
What time
method.
we got flowing?
The stone heads of Easter Island and the sacred Ahu platforms of Hawaii were positioned to receive their mane, or life power, along aka threads from over the watery horizons. When the Spanish conquistadors entered Peru in the 16th century, they found the entire Inca Empire organized around huacas, or sacred centers, situated along seke lines, which all converged at the Coricancha, or Temple of the Sun, in ancient Cusco. Similarly, the Mayas of the Yucatan interconnected their
Now it's something about that word too, that name, Corey Concha. He doesn't divine with. I'm telling you, he don't. He don't, and he ain't. It's proof behind his actions. But what they just said right there, the Corey Concha, I listen to all names and words because the sun. Think about Corey. Now I don't know which one Concha, which one Corey, which one is the sun. Um, but like I said, Jesus is what the sun. Okay. So, oh man, I'm just thinking about stuff, man. That's it's endless. It seems.
pyramid sanctuaries through sakbes, or raised white roadways built in straight segments through the jungle swamps. In western North America, medicine wheels and kiva circles are often found in linear arrangements. In the Midwest and East coastal regions, the mound builders left many great earthenworks in alignments covering large areas. In New England, mysterious stone chamber sites also fit into linear patterns. Many Native American shamans today speak of energies called orenda, manitou, that flow through the earth to promote healing. Not only were local terrestrial powers tapped into around the world, but many ancient and modern traditions recognize that these local patterns were part of a much larger energy configuration called the Earth's crystal grid. The elders of the Native American Hopi Nation say that the Earth's surface is like the back of a spotted fawn. As the fawn grows, the spots move and change numbers. Similarly, every time the Earth Mother sings a new song or enters
So dope. So like I pay attention to all of the terminology, the crystal grid, like I've been showing a crystal, the lattice, and everything. I got, I think, 3 videos on the lattice, which is dealing with crystals. I talked about quartz briefly in the past. Now, one thing, a thought that I thought about upon meditating, when I just really look at the world for what it is, and think about if I were God, the Creator itself, right? I know that we say that the Earth has been created, but one theory that I have is, what if the Earth is not created, but it's in the process of actually being created? I know that might be a stretch, but I said if I were God and I zoomed out and I looked at this thing, because we just live in life here on this ground, we're just witnessing life and living life. But if I zoomed out and I were God and I was looking at this Earth, over time, maybe there's a molding process that we all pieces of in some huge picture at the end that we're a picture, part of. I don't know, it's that's just something I've been thinking about. What if the Earth has not, especially if it's infinite, and if the Earth is the universe from a flat Earth perspective, if it's infinite, something that's infinite would have to continue to be created. So maybe it's something that's going on there. Maybe it's in the process of creation and being. Maybe the Earth is being built. I don't know, because I mean the same thing that they said in science. If you go back and look at their science with the magma, the volcanoes, and how the Earth started off, maybe I mean, because when you look at that, that same stuff is still going on right now. All of that is going on right now. It's just not to that same level and degree. So that's just a thought that I had.
As a new vibrational shift, her power centers switch to a new configuration, interconnected by a more complex sacred geometry. In the 1970s, several students of inventor Buckminster Fuller performed a series of experiments that were later repeated by other researchers and taken to new levels. The experiments involved submerging a balloon in a liquid medium filled with blue dye and subjecting the balloon and liquid to a specific vibration frequency. The result was the dye collected at specific
This is a full 3 months of food without any.
Okay, man, I don't know what's going on here. Yo, Corey, what's the goddesses and what the goddesses and I are working on? Hmm. I don't know what this thing is going or got going on here. This thing is tripping. I think that I'm gonna just go ahead and
connected
stop
at
this at
specific
this point
points on the
right here.
balloon's surface, and
Uh,
thin
Golly, man. I mean, because nobody wants to sit through and wait on that. I get that. It's ridiculous. Hey, look at the top slash half. Let me see. Pull this next time. Going on into, just showing the facts behind what I'm saying. Back to this internet real quick. So there was someone else who said that Jesus is Jesus on the cross. They were saying that because Sanchez started saying, now where is the 45 degrees aspect here? There is none. I don't see not even one. Not. They were saying that his arms is at a 45-degree angle. Somebody in his chat, based off of what their leader Sanchez said, his arms are not at a 45-degree angle. I can't even go to Sanchez's videos and pull that stuff up like I want to so that he can voice his half and I can come back and show the proof behind what I'm saying because my computer is slowing down. His arms are not all at a 45-degree angle. That's what they don't get, His arms, like I was saying, Jesus, Isus, which if you take off the a J, not that one. See that? That's exactly what I was getting at. Jesus, Isis. Okay. That's exactly what I was getting at. Sky. So, wings synonymous with the sky, flying, a sky goddess, okay? What I'm getting at is, okay, what he's saying about the AZL, because I don't even like to say the names, all of that type of stuff. What he's saying about these are all gods of the underworld. What this brother is saying is that they're the same entity and everything connected as one. Well, we also got an underworld / the evil within us. Each and every one of us potentially has some potential for evil, some more or less than others. But that's what I'm saying about the creator, where it's from a level of perception that we'll basically be trying to think like we the creator or something like that. You know what I mean? By putting ourselves in that position. I'm trying to think of the next direction I was from this point. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Had them moments every single stream. But a sky goddess, okay, and Jesus, representative of the Jesus, okay, satanic. Viewer discretion is advised because I don't want nobody to think I'm trying to do anything. I'm just letting it be known. So this is upside down. That's why one is upside down and one is upwards. Okay. One is down below the underworld and one is the sky. This is the exact same as the Inca. I'm gonna go into Inca cosmology for just a second because that's what the Chicana has to deal with that I've been drawing out. So if you can see what I was saying, the reason why I started saying that the earth might be hell based on what my own work, as you can see with the satanic cross and everything, well, they got this whole infinity aspect right there. But I was looking for the inverted one specifically. It's crazy that Saturn right there. We know what that's going to, what they're trying to do there. But upside down basically is what I was showing. So when I pull back to the drive and go to my work, and firstly I'm gonna go to the Inca cos. Cosmos. Because they explain something. The Incas were a sun worshipping people, and their emperor was said to be the son of the sun. Remember what I just said about Cory Concha, because this is all in that area. The Inca, Cuzco, all of that stuff. Cory Concha, the sun. Cory is my name. Their cosmology begins with the primordial rising of the sun and also that of the moon. In their astronomy, they were aware of many stars and planets. I was looking for what they say about the up above and down below, the underworld, and as far as the levels of. Let me see if they got it on this actual link. Explain. Nope. You see if this is it. Because they got a brief explanation. This is the best one, to be honest. Upper world, underworld, middle, right here. This is where we're at, of course, and this is just exactly what I was showing with my symbol. Middle world, which is where we're at, the earthly realm. The upper world, like you see with the wings right here, of a bird symbolizing upper. See, this is all symbolism. So that's why I was saying, when you look at the double-headed crow that I have, it's not showing nothing evil, man. Birds fly. They are considered as a, I don't even want to say godly, but in most cosmologies and stuff like that, when you look into it, the bird is considered, one of the top tier. Nothing can reach that up there off of the ground. They above all of the danger, the earthly danger. If they, think about if humans could fly, you'll get away from a lot of stuff. To be real, if we had wings, we could get away with a lot of stuff and get away from a lot of danger. That's just being real. You getting back, you about to get chased by a dog, fly, get up in the air. Yeah, you about to get shot, nigga, start flying. You might get away. So I could get if I had a double head. Imagine if I had a double-headed serpent as my logo. Then I could get where y'all coming from, where anybody would be coming from. A double-headed serpent. Come on now. That's of the underworld, the lower world. I have a double end up. Actually, this panther that you see right here, or puma, there's a double-headed puma that the Mayans had. So the double-headed aspect is not showing evil. Gosh, I wish people got that. That's why when he starts talking about all of that, I know that double and devil, the etymology is very much, the same. But what I'm showing, I'm telling people is not. That's not the case over here on my end. Those wings, just like you just saw with Isis, representing the upper world, which is where a lot of us, if you believe in a heaven or a better place, a lot of us is looking up and trying to get to that place. So you got that right there, and I'm gonna pull up my stuff real quick. Pull up the drive. Share screen, drive, share audio. And this is what I was saying. When it comes down to the underworld and the upper world, this is what I was saying about the cross/Christ. So this is the earth. This is why I said that the earth might be hell, because like I showed y'all with the Petra and all of that stuff, they have this exact design in Petra, Jordan, which is where Jordan is actually where Christ, that area. Look into Jordan is actually where Christ was said to be baptized at, in the Jordan River. That's a fact. Christ was said to be baptized in the Jordan River. In that area of Jordan, you can find this is one of the only places on the earth besides what I'm showing with the Inca cross, where they had this exact cross or geometry being outlaid. You ain't gonna find this in China. You ain't gonna find this in North America. You ain't gonna find this in Africa. You will find it in Africa. Actually, I have saw the Chicana in Africa, but I didn't say that, or I'm not gonna say that it started there, or that it was an original any type of origin there, because at the end of the day, all I've seen is recent creations from it. I haven't seen anything ancient as far as the Chicana. All of the ancient Chicanas, I'm realizing, and the closest to a Chicana is like I just said with Jordan, but the ancient Chicana comes from South America. And I even heard a wise brother say something in the past. I didn't conclude on it with him, but I heard a brother say something in the past about America being the truth, and they got stuff switched up. They got us looking over there in Africa and everything, but most of the life on Earth actually started or starts from here, in the Amazon area. That's why when with what Sanchez has been saying about the cosmology, it is extremely questionable, because I know that he says that the life starts from the center, and that all people, civilization 9 times out of 10 started from the center in his and what he's explaining. But when I watched that theory of hypothesis video with y'all recently, where he was talking about the inertial plane, which is also something Sanchez has talked about, he linked that with the equator. Okay. And it's just a fact of what that man was saying. Most life is found around the equator. That's a fact. Most life sparks up, and most species of the earth is better, what I should say, is found around that area. If you go to those areas you would have to believe, honestly. You have to believe. That's where, when we're talking about knowledge and belief, you would have to believe that, um, you know, life started from the North Pole. You don't have any proof of any life there, because guess what? We ain't never been. How many of us have been to the North Pole? I'm being honest. We don't have any proof. We can only go by what others have said. And I'm not saying that those ancient, like the pygmies and stuff like that, I'm not knocking what they're saying. I'm not saying that it's not true. But what I am voicing is what is true and what we can tangibly witness. And that's that at the end of the day, most life is around the equator. And the equator is very predominant when it comes to this area that I actually even been talking about. And that's what's crazy to me. That's right there around the equator. When we talk about the Nazca slash Cuzco area, that type of stuff, Cuzco is right there by the equator. That's what's crazy. But what I was saying about this, and as you can see, this is the exact same thing as if you look at the center of this one, and I'm going to bring this one back up real quick. The cross wasn't even in that shape. It's more like hold on, I got you. Earth descended due to the hijacking and reverse NRG grids that have been feeding the phantom and black hole systems. The goddesses and I are working hard, reversing what was reversed. That's what's up. I'm in support of whatever y'all got going. The cross. Why is this one? The cross wasn't even in. I can't see this. There it go. The cross wasn't even in that shape. It's more like an actual T shape, or hands were most likely above his head. Right. Good point. Good point. That's what I'm trying to kind of explain right here with that aspect. Why was my screen not sharing? I thought was my screen not sharing this whole time? I thought that the screen was freaking sharing. This is what I was saying with this right here. Petra, like I was saying with Petra, the crow steps and everything. But as you can see, 3 and 3 is right here. This right here, like you were saying with the T shape, That's right. This is the T right here. The T would be right here at this. The cross would be made right here at this 3 point. Uh, this is the inverted version, though, is what I was saying, because this is the line right here. Of course, this is the line slash the pole. Think about Christ being the compass. Christ, the compass, and the center. So when we look at the compass, what does the compass direct us towards? The center, which would be right here in this cosmology. The compass would also, which they also signify with the all-seeing eye, which would be up here with this triangle I got up here at the top. So the sun and moon, and then with Masonic cosmology, they even have that eye that's right there, which is technically what they show is Jesus. On the cross would be right here. So the upward version of this, the three would be about right here in this area. So because you got three right here, a space, then you got three, which is the pole. So you would have three over here on this side, a space right here, and a pole. Because mine is 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. This is the Mother Earth diagram that I got. So the blue chakra is not in the chronological order as far as counting. The sun and the moon still is 4 and 5 though, and on that chart. But like I'm saying, 0, 1, 2, 3 would be right here, and then 3 would be right here, which is the cross being made right here in this section, and then up here at the top, which is the crown, which is the 45. 4 plus 1 equals 5. So the crown would be up here at the top, which is the one square up here. So this, which is the one square down here. So this is the top of the cross. This is the cross right here, the 30, where like 33rd degree Freemason, 33, the age of which he died and everything. And think about the cross, dying on the cross. So 33 right here, and the line is being made. So this is the inverted, and that's why I can not concluded, but speculated on the fact that the earth might be hell, is what I said. So, like I was saying, and I'll pull that up real quick. The 33 vertebrae in the spine. Because there is something important that people leave over and make obsolete. Oh man, come on. Not in each section. I clicked on the wrong one. It might pull up something different than what y'all say, but I'm just pulling it up just for the evidence if they do put the right answer. 33 individual. Okay. The average person is born with 33 individual bones, the vertebrae, that interact and connect with each other through flexible joints called facets. By the time a person becomes an adult, most only have 24 vertebrae because some vertebrae at the bottom of the spine fuse together during normal growth and development. Okay, so 33 is that number, of course, like y'all say with the 33 vertebrae of the spine, which has been passed around a lot. I just learned something new right here because I didn't know that, fusion and all of that type crap. So 33 of the vertebrae, what they leave out, are we just walking around with just a spine and no head? Yeah, what is the spine connected to? The spine is connected to the brain. And what is the brain composed of? Which works along with those 33 vertebrae. Because if your spine, if a certain part of your spine gets messed up, it might stop a certain part of your body from working, just like a part of your brain. It might paralyze it. Okay. So how many there are 12 cranial nerves in total. Okay. This is all connected to the spine. Okay. So there are 12 cranial nerves in total. Because the spine, mind you, connects to this stem that's right here. Okay. So what I'm showing y'all is the how. What do y'all hear about with the 12 and G? You know, the 12 disciples, of course, all of that type of stuff. What I'm saying, this is the crown right here, which is what I'm showing you. That's why the 45 with my crow, the crown, 45, the triangle that you see, the crown, crow, the crown is right there. Okay. That man, that symbolism I did is fire, bro. I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna, I'm not gonna lie. And I did that a couple of years ago, bro. That's why I said, because they did the double-headed eagle. I did something that's doper than what they did in relation to Christ, because they stopped at the 33. 33 with the double-headed eagle. The double. So we got the double-headed eagle right here, which is of 33rd degree. They don't put the crown on it until the 33rd degree. That's how I know, because 32nd degree does not, it never has the crown. That's a fact. That's a fact. The symbolism never has a crown. 32nd. Every last one of them that has 32, you will not see a crown. 32, no 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 crown. 32. And what you'll realize as well, this is what I'm saying, which y'all niggas don't know about Freemasonry, like y'all think y'all do or try to act like y'all do. The people who do that, like, because when we're talking, they got their own codes and symbolism. As you can see right here, this is an inverted or a delta right here. This one is upward. When you look into the cosmology, you know what these different things mean. So you can speculate that it's evil if you want to. I'm not saying that these guys is 100% evil. To be honest, I'm being real. They know some stuff that y'all don't, because I'm realizing some stuff that I'm sharing with people, that people just facts that niggas only argumentative and they show their ego. So they it's the truth. Literally, these folks know that a lot of these people just ain't ready for it, and they show it. Too focused on other stuff and trying to be spotlight and things like that. So I've proven my point with that 32nd degree aspect. And see, they got the name of, or this stuff is all dealing with that. That's Yud right there. Somebody brought that up in the chat earlier. I didn't even read the chat like I said I was, because the video actually started playing. But I do want to give one quick shout out to everybody that has been through. So now we're gonna do the 33rd degree eagle, and we'll see what's the difference. 33 with a crown. 33. No 33 right there. So if you zoom in, I'm pretty sure that said 33 at the top. Yep, 33 up here in this area. So with the crown. All right. 33 with the crown, as you can see. 32 with no crown. What's the point of me doing this? Is because I'm showing and proving the aspect of the 33 with the crown aspect. Like I'm saying, the Christ, crow aspect. Cross. 33. Crown. 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 It's just not going to stop. So that's consistent. That's just how I do, uh, deductive reasoning and everything. So, like I was to see, I can't pull my stuff up on the internet. I was about to pull up my picture next that I've drawn out with the crow, but of course, I got that. If I'll just have to do this right here. As you can see, fire. That's what we got. A 45-degree crow. So that's what I'm saying. It is very much similar as far as the double-headed aspect. We get that. But I took it to the next level, and what I'm showing and proving is that with the whole, what I'm saying is, what's 33 plus 12? The spine is 33 vertebrae plus 12, which would be that crown, which is what I'm showing through my work. 33 plus 12 is 45. That's what I'm saying. which is the full thing. The brain is the crown. I have also heard these Freemasons, and not only Freemasons, but even Sanchez and others have said and seen the whole symbolism with the brain. Okay, the hemispheres of the left and right brain with the sun and the moon. So that's right there in evidence. So 33 plus 12, which is those cranial nerves that I just brought up. And I'm gonna do that because some people, when they look at something, when they hear something, they just can't. They got to see it. I mean, they got to see it. So I know that that's simple math, but for the people who don't believe, Shirley Temple, what the heck? Where did that come from? 33 plus 12. We're gonna see what 45. So I just wanted to show the proof real quick. 45 is right there. So 33 vertebrae, 33 vertebrae plus 12 equals 45. Okay. So that's exactly what I'm. So the crow crown. That's just crazy. So cranial. And this is at the bottom. See, connected to the spine. See, this one even got this. That's what I was looking for, something like this, where the spine is actually connecting up to it, and maybe even had it numbered. But yeah, all of this is connected to your face, and the face itself. When we talking about the, we are a upward star. When you look at the human, he brought up the Vitruvian man. So the Vitruvian man is the 5-point star. If you look at that right there, what that's showing is the human body is the 5-point star. The human body, 5-pointed star. So now we got the 5-pointed star right there, which is the exact same geometry. Okay. Now, what I have also said and shown, what this brother don't realize is that this is an aspect of nature. Is this evil? How is this star evil? This is not evil. That's just how one perceives it. Even if you flip it upside down, it's about how you perceive it. Okay, that's a fact. How you perceiving it is just how you receive, how you are receiving it. Okay, perception and reception is spelled with almost the exact same letters. So you the angles of a pentagram. We're gonna see what the angles are. Pay attention to these numbers. I need a good one with all of them. These are the numbers, okay? Now, mind you, you cut this in half to create a what? A fractal, another star. You cut it in half. To the center point, you get the halfway point. So half of that angle, which is the exact same. This is a mirror. 108 is right there. So 108 is right here. That's a fact. What's half of 108? 54 degrees. So 54 is what's in the center right here. It's not shown, but I just want that to be known. Upon creating the infinite fractal, which is what they do, that's what you get. But you got 108, okay? We're talking about the tetragrammaton here, is what I'm saying. This is what he pulled. He didn't pull this up, but this is what I'm pulling up because mind you, the brother pulled up the wrong symbol when it comes to the tetragrammaton. This is the tetragrammaton without all of the numerical aspects with the 1, 2, 3, and all of the writing and symbols, and Jupiter, Saturn, and Mercury incorporated into it. So you got 36 degrees right here. I'm gonna zoom in so that somebody can see. So you got 36 degrees, like y'all say, 3, 6, and 9. All of these add up to be 9, so nobody can tell me I ain't switching no numbers up. 3 and 6 are across from each other on my work. 1 and 8 are across from each other on my work. 7 and 2 are across from each other on my work. Like I said, 54. That's your whole number set right here within this pentagram that people ain't getting. And you can't, this is a perfect, okay, this is a perfect, and when I was saying that about the fractalization, here's one for you right here. That's what I was saying. So the 54 degrees upon the symmetry, because this is all based on symmetry. There's the 54 right there. They got it there so that people can see it. They get so it's there. Even 144 ain't even up. So that's there. So maybe they got something to do with 144. No, I doubt that, but I doubt that. But what I am proving is that those numbers, not only with the think about it, boy, people don't get it. People don't get how fire what I'm showing is and how on point, and you can't debate it with the tetragrammaton, Jupiter and Saturn. Now I'm gonna pull up the tetragrammaton. It's the same thing. So you know that this is the 5-point star. Those and now consider that those angles are on there, those specific angles. And like I'm saying with these planetary substances, right up here you got 4. That looks like a 4. Right down here you got 5 and 5. Okay. We know that that's not 4 and 5, but that's actually Jupiter and Saturn. This is a conjunction in the center, which is the 1, which is the splitting, the symmetry aspect. The 1 right here, okay, creates that 54 degrees. I've also shown in the past with the Nazca lines. I might even pull that stuff up because they went into it with all of these numbers. I just want to put, because I know that a fool out here be watching and stuff like that by the name of Sanchez who be acting like a fool and stuff. I'm putting all of this stuff out here, bro. It's fact. I got facts on facts on facts on facts, and it will not stop. Okay, to support what I'm saying. So 5, 5, Jupiter and Saturn, 4 and 5. Okay, and you got that right there. I'm not gonna go back into the conjunction talk because I've pretty much already done that. But anybody, he was pulling up stuff like this. Y'all can't even read that. Why he got to pull up stuff nobody can read to explain something like the tetragrammaton? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. This dude knows what he's doing, and I'm starting to honestly. They always say if you smelt it, you dealt it. The first person to point a finger usually is the one who is the suspect. This nigga always talking about who's the agent and who's not. Calling out somebody on this and calling out somebody on that. I'm thoroughly convinced. I mean, I don't put it past him. Anytime you've been a private investigator, dude, you just might be the agent, and you might not have everybody goodwill in your intent. Let's just be real there. So there you got the angles right there, and I'm going to pull up my work just to prove and show people that this is exactly what I'm saying as far as the numerical aspect. It's all right there, man. Like you can't get around that shit. And I don't get how people don't. Boy, I mean, this thing after thing with me. Drive, not the tetragrammaton. Those numbers. So I'm just pulling it up for the visualization so people can see. It's not 1 plus 1 plus 8. That's not what's going on, y'all. That's what people got to realize. What's going on here, the number 8 is being, the energy circuit is right here in this. Because like vortex-based math is shown, 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, and 5. The circuit, the unit is right here, okay? And the inverse / this is the negative aspect right here. This is negative. This up here is the positive aspect when we're talking about upright and looking at the cosmos aspect of what I've created. This up here would be positive. This down here would be negative. But what it's showing from a 2-dimensional flat aspect of looking at the luminaries and then replicating that through sacred geometry here on Earth based on the truth. This is a 4-circuit way. And I even heard somebody try to argue against vortex-based mathematics because they said you don't have it only has 3 components. Something that's true will have 4. Well, that's where I came back and I pretty much helped them out. And I ain't even heavy on vortex-based math because you know why? Because I showed people, I was the first person to show and prove and tell people. They act like Marco Rodin discovered what he did. No, that's not true because the Freemasons already got the whole 32nd degree is based on that same symbol that Marco Rodin so-called discovered. The man himself might be a Freemason, okay? They come out with certain things like the magic square and other stuff, which potentially keeps people away from I don't know whether, man, I'm telling you, I don't know whether this is something that I'm here. All I'm gonna get at, man, like I'm saying, if the circuit is saying right here, think about those exact angles that I just showed with the tetragrammaton slash the 5-pointed star, which you can't do a 5-point star congruently any other way. The angles are going to factually come out to be that. That's just, and you can't get around it. So 1 and 8 are right across from each other. Like you saw 108, 36, are they across from each other? There's your 36 degrees. 72, there's your 72. 54, like I said, based on the symmetry aspect, just like you see coming from right here in the center. 54 is right there. Okay. 9, we already know that 9 is right there, and that's the whole thing is built off of 9. So nobody at the end of the day, like I say, man, I could, boy, 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 oh boy, boy, oh boy. I don't, man. Sometimes I say to myself, I don't know where it come from. I'm just being real. I'm just a messenger, man. That's all I know. The truth is what matters. Tetragrammaton, the Hebrew name of God, transliterated in 4 letters as YHWH or JHVH. And like I pointed out with it, why do they go to the lengths of hiding the good name, but they let you say all of the negative stuff out loud? Because I'm just gonna let y'all know, man. Niggas is on here and they'll say that they believe this and that about the astrological, about realms. They believe this and that about the North Pole. And they'll tell you, I'm just giving y'all my beliefs. I didn't say that this was real. I'm giving y'all my beliefs. Well, I'm going to tell y'all this, man. And y'all can judge me and y'all can think whatever it is of y'all. But I'm going to go ahead and come out and let y'all know, bro. I got nothing but good intentions in my heart. And at the end of the day, I've always said that if I can be convinced and shown any proof of a certain name or God itself, if I can be proven any proof, because like they say that the one, what do you say, Fibonacci sequence, which is the discovery of the fingerprint of God. Think the Milky Way, the galaxy and the spiral up there, is right on point with it. And what I'm saying is that the Fibonacci is even based off, man, boy, boy, boy. So as you see, it's and they do the overlay. It's perfect. I mean, it's perfect. And what I want people to realize is at the end of the day, dude, this is coming from corner to corner. The whole spiral is being made based off of a 45-degree curve. It's on a square. So the corner to corner is automatically by default 45 degrees. I've proven in the past that this whole Fibonacci sequence is dealing with 45 degrees. I'm just bringing a new, it's zooming into you. That's all that it is. It's just it's a curved aspect of 45 degrees. That's all that it is. and this is micro macro. Like, that's why I say that 45, 3, 6, and 9 is the key to the universe, but a key doesn't do anything but open up the door. I'm not belittling 3, 6, and 9. All I'm saying is showing it's 45 degrees / 4 and 5 is the universe. 9, you adding all numbers up, it don't, the world doesn't exist without 45 is all I'm saying, literally. And that's just factual. Tetragrammaton. So we got that there. Fibonacci, I was saying. I was going to pull something up important. I spelled his name wrong and everything to Spiral Bells. So that's what I'm saying. People will say all of that stuff about pi and repeat that so much. But all I'm saying, dude, I got so much freaking evidence behind what I'm saying, so that ain't funny. All of it's made on a 45-degree curve, man. 45 degrees, 40, just endless. It ain't hard for people to comprehend. It's just about dropping ego. Why is that still popping up like that? That's because of that thing up there. All of the number pyramids in the world, but ain't nobody created what PR Corey is talking about. See, look at, man. I mean, it's simple. Anybody could have did it, but nobody did. And that's why I say I must be some type of, other people on this earth might not see me as something special, but God, whatever's going on, man, it ain't got to be about being better than nobody. It's about, who got the truth in their heart for real. And all I'm saying is, man, niggas will believe in this and believe in that, say they believe in these realms and believe in all of that. I ain't too be, I'm not too beyond, bro, to say I believe in a certain God. I'm not beyond it upon being shown factual proof. And all I'm saying, people have to realize about numbers. See, with spells and language and stuff like that, that's where you get caught up in the loop and lost, man. With the names and the stuff like that's why I focused on the number, because what I realized upon meditating, I said that how do you create something if you don't have number? In order to create anything, to be a creator, you have to have an aspect of number. And when I say number, I'm not talking about the symbols that y'all look at. When I say number, that's why I drew out what I drew out based on the square. When I say number, uh, when I say number, that's why I drew out what I drew out on the square, because the squares are the numbers. Even if you take out the numbers themselves, this same math still works out. And that's what's so amazing about it. I proved the numbers with the 0 and the 9 creates a line. But what I was saying, see, this ain't a good one because it doesn't have the actual blocks. It's not, everything's squared off. I got everything colored in right here in the center, but basically it's 4 blocks that come up to make up to the number 4. And it's 4 blocks under this number 5. It's 3 blocks under this number 6. It's 2 blocks under this number 7. It's 1 block under this number 8. It's 0 blocks under this number 9. If you pay attention to anything about that, even if we didn't have these, what that's showing is that even without these symbols right here that people perceive as the conclusion of numbers, even without those there, the same math is still being worked out. Because if you pay attention to that, every last number I just said, that's the polar opposite of it. There's 0 blocks under 9. The polar opposite of 9 is 0. There's 1 block right there under 8. The polar opposite is 1. There's 2 blocks under 7. The polar opposite of 7 is 2. There's 3 blocks under 6. The polar opposite of 6 is 3. There's 4 blocks under 5. The polar opposite is obviously 4. The same math 100% gets worked out no matter what. So even if that's why I say this is, and you cannot do this with any other number. And that's why I found the significance of it. I knew I was onto something because dude, I got, I got over here one of them graph books or grid books. I went to work. Once I figured, I said, okay, I don't care if I got to go up to number 100. I'm going to keep on going and I'm going to go through all of them and create the geometry. I literally had a time that I sat down and experimented with every number that I could, created fractals, and I couldn't do it with no other number. And I was messed up in the head. Like, dude, are you like, this is the only number that this can be done with? And it just couldn't do it. I mean, it's the basis of the counting system. If you could look at number, this is exactly what it looks like. This is all around you, but you can't see it. This is the truth, bro. And all I'm saying is, if I could ever be convinced that God is, I ain't saying that I know God full true name, but whatever it is that they saying about that, y'all, the tetragrammaton, Yahweh and stuff like that, all I'm saying is I'm proving something behind it, man. I know that it's stuff that, of course, I've never said that the religion, that that everything about it is 100% true. We all know that it's a bunch of fugazi stuff that's in there. But if you can sit up and use the flat earth and say that the Bible talks about flat earth and know that that's the truth, that ain't the only truth that's in there, homie. That's all that I'm gonna let people know. That's not the only truth that's in there. They playing with people's minds. And you got a short life, man. Life is short. The truth is what matters. I'm not gonna sit up here and have negative energy with niggas who just don't get it and too big headed and want to look at me like I'm evil. Don't you know that you can only view this from the sky? If y'all, and so that's what I'm saying, Sancha. If down below is evil, is the underworld, which is what you're showing, and you talking about all of these negative gods. Them Nazca lines that were made were all at 45 degrees, and they were made to communicate to the gods, or God, as they say. And what I want you to realize is that if down below is negative, it's synonymous to hell. What about upwards? If we're talking about polarity, it has to be good, dude. So they were communicating to get good, they needed water. Okay, this has to deal with the water system. And I went over that in the past, where it's video proof of somebody, with the aqueducts and everything, dealing with Inca slash I mean, I guess I could say Inca, but just the Andean area slash the Nazca area. So at the end of the day, man, it's I'm not gonna say that, hey, I believe in it's not Jesus that I'm saying. That Yahweh, the tetragrammaton, whatever it is, it's something there. That's all I can say. Because if you're gonna say that the tetragrammaton is fake or made up, homie, you got to come for this. Because I'm telling you now, homie, you have to come for this. And I'm gonna go to that article that I had, and then that's where I'm gonna end this thing. I'm gonna go to that article that let me see. The Nazca Lines article, because this, when he's talking about New Jerusalem, when he's talking about I mean, all of this stuff got brought up with these Nazca Lines, and it's from people who've already decrypted and done work before I have. Shout out to Doug Krieger, if that's how you pronounce his name. Sun, Star, World, Peruvian Mysteries. All of these, now remember the numbers. I'm gonna just go skip to that. We can come back up here and read some of that. And one day I'm just gonna read this full thing, do a full show on just read this full thing with everybody and go through it in detail. Because I haven't done that yet. I just pull up the points that's relative and just that proves exactly what I'm saying. Now they talked about 45 degrees, half square, 72. You can already see the numerology, the same numbers there in the early stages of this article. But they came to the conclusions somewhere down the line and put the actual number sets that's on the tetragrammaton that are now what I want people to, these are the real measurements of what these numbers are, not just made up numbers. These are the real measurements of the Nazca Estrella that I'm talking about in the first place. So mind you, even if I never knew anything about the Nazca lines and I made the discovery that I made and I'm drawing out what I'm drawing out, this same exact science is right there. So I can't make this up, like and that's crazy. I mean, this ain't even synchronicity, bro. This is facts, because synchronicity is when two different events that seemingly have nothing to do with one another link up, or actually have nothing to do with one another, have a similarity. This is not synchronicity. This ain't no syncretism. This is just facts, bro. 100% facts on facts, and look at what it says with the number 45, like I've said, second coming of Messiah. Man, conclusion. This is what I was looking for. The number 12, like think about when I was talking about the compass earlier. I showed and I briefly stated that about the number 12 because you kept on having the number 12 come up with the degrees and everything as far as the number 3 aspect. But if you take out the number 12 and you realize something, what they did is they replaced the number 12 with the number 9 with the number 12. All of these numbers right here that you see, every number, if you just take out, but realize that these numbers add up to be 9. 18, 1 and 8 are across from each other on my work. Think about 108, which was on what? The tetragrammaton. 27, 36, and 45 dominates each and every of the 144 squares. Those are the exact same numbers. I mean, and hold up. But that's what happens when you type what? Hit the 4 plus 5, 6. That's what I was saying about New Jerusalem. I was saying all of this stuff. Messiah revealed New Jerusalem. Messiah revealed in New Jerusalem. And that's where I was saying that about the New Jerusalem. I'm from Arkansas, and I hear people talk. He was talking about Jerusalem over there across the water. He's not even realizing that they've said that the New Jerusalem is not. It's not there. It's said to be the United States, and I'm not just making it up. I'm not concluding on it, but I'm saying what the grand majority of what the New Jerusalem is supposed to be. That's just what that's fact based. Now that's one thing that could be debated. Like I say, I'm not. Um, I'm saying it's fact based that that's the grand majority of the information that's out there regarding that. I'm not saying it's fact based that the New Jerusalem is. I'm not going to conclude on it. I can't. I'm finding out. I'm in that process. Now this is the conclusion for the sec because they broke down every square. They wasn't playing games. Whoever Doug Creature, he was not playing games, and I need to get in contact with him. To be honest, that's what I'm gonna work on doing because I got so many different people I gotta get in contact with. Number 9 is right there, as you can see. The 12, which is what got brought up. 12 is important. I got a lot of respect for that number. Because that's a mystery within itself. That that's the next. Once I'm done with this work, that's the number that I'm gonna be doing a lot of studying on because it's very, very dominant. Uh, just as much as 9, and it's 3 in between them. But 18, as you can see, 1 and 8, 27, 36, 54. I mean, it's every square. So I mean, I'm trying to find the part where they said that about the New Jerusalem aspect. New Jerusalem set the standard of measurement. I mean, man, that's a lot of work, bro. And then they said this is not the full original article. There's more that was on here than this. I mean, they really went in, and that's why I got so much respect. Like when people put in their hard work for something, man, I want people to know that I appreciate it because I know how hard it is when you working on something super hard and you don't get no love or appreciation for it. People treat you like you did nothing. 6, 9, 1 plus 5 equals 6. 1 plus 8 equals 9. 2 plus 7 equals 9. 3 plus 3 equals 6. 3 plus 6 equals 9. 5 plus 1 equals 6. So it's a 369 thing going on here with this conclusion. The innermost square of the New Jerusalem archetype, where the Son of Righteousness is displayed in all his glory as the ninth ray, extends his reach to embrace his bride, the holy city, New Jerusalem, prepared as a bride. Man, I've been thinking about a freaking woman too, because that's the next stage in my life, man. Like, I'm doing all of this root stuff because I ain't never wanted to bring no kid into this earth dealing with hell, not having it. I always wanted to be a planned father. Uh, now when it comes to a wife slash bride, then of course you gotta add that. I don't know what may be in store for that, but you know, I had one girl I was messing with that was in Texas. Honestly, and when I looked at the crisscross aspect of the what you call it, the solar eclipses, the 2045 one and the 2024 one. It don't only go through Arkansas, but that girl that I'm connected with like that, it go through her state as well. So I don't know if that's some. I ain't gonna say that that's a sign, man. There's so many people in the world. It's just something interesting that I find that's something on your boy mind. Oh boy, this is just crazy though, man. It just doesn't stop. I'm amazed. I'm amazed. That's what I was saying, man. It doesn't stop, bro. It's damn. I pull up the wrong. I pulled up the wrong damn thing. Golly. Untapped. Oh, that's why you're driving. You tripping. Yeah, I always wanted to be go the right way about. I never want to bring it. Cause I just don't get how some people don't think like that. You know, just bringing And matter of fact, I did want to talk on that because I never went into that. That's a good uh, little branch off into that aspect of what I was saying about that. Man, I'm not ranking on women, and I'm not being any type of disrespectful or saying that the woman is the devil. I'm not concluding on anything, but it is a fact of what I'm saying. I was thinking about that. If the earth is hell, what does it make the person who brings you in this joker? The gate, because the woman is the gate that you come through to hell, right? If earth is hell, what's the door? Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, fam. I'm being real. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, man, I don't think nobody think that doggone deep, man. Like, and I know that's something that you don't want to do because I know how important, you know, and how respectful the goddess aspect of it is. I mean, and how niggas feel about that, you know. That's, but I know how I feel about it, you know. But it's I'm just saying, and the thing is, I ain't saying that they ain't putting it all on the woman. It's a man have to sit down with a woman in order to bring and you know, reproduce, in order to have a child. That's a fact. So it's a two-person thing. But what I'm getting at is, unless it's rape or something, which ain't fucking cool, if it ain't that case, it's all on the woman as far as who get to reproduce with her. A man has no say so in bringing a child into this world until a woman give him permission to. That's how it's supposed to be. So the woman get to choose every soul that come into this world. That's why I say what I say. It's women who is gonna change the world, bro. So shout out to let me go back to your name. Divine Intuition 444 for saying what she was saying about the goddesses. I'm not fully informed on what she's trying to do, but full support of it. Because I mean, all I'm saying, bro, is you know, I know that two people have to be come together in order to do that and bring another person into the world. But every bad soul that is on this earth is it has something to do with the choice of, because it's all got to deal with genetics. that negative aspect of people is only going to get brought through the genetics. You know, who a woman chooses to lay down with. That's why a woman to say, you remind me so much of your daddy and what you're doing. You know, my mama used to tell me that a lot. And guess what? She was not with him. The stepfather that dedicated his, and I hate saying that. I'm just saying that just so that y'all can comprehend it. Because I don't consider him as my stepfather. That's my daddy. You know, that's my dad. You know, who raised me, that was a Freemason and everything like that. You know, my real father was not in my life, dude. Corey Sr. was not in my life. And my mama could say she saw so many ways of myself that mimicked him. And I never met him until I was 20 years old. And we lived in the same city all my life. Never seen him once. So that lets you know I couldn't mimic his ways. And what I'm getting at is that the genetics is strong. What a woman doesn't like in people, what people don't like in people, it's all got to deal with who their parents is and the reproductive process. When women start to choose the correct men to lay down with and reproduce with, therefore you bring in better people into this world. And by default, with better people in the world, you're going to end up with a better world. Right now, the main thing that dictates whether a woman lay down with a man is how much money he can get. That's just a fact. How much money he can get, because once you got enough money, and even these niggas got the same logic. These men got the same logic. If you ain't got no money, you ain't no man. You ain't paying for this, you ain't no man. You know, all of this different, all got to deal with money. And that's why the world is messed up. Because that's what dictates whether you're a man or not. That's what dictates whether you worth listening to or not. You know, whether you got that bag. But I'm telling you, fam, all I know is knowledge is power. Like I say, in the snap of my fingers, I'd be rich. And I ain't playing. I'm showing y'all proof behind it right here. It's up to y'all to be woken up to see it. It's up to you not to be blind. And that's just a fact. You know, it ain't about the money with what I'm doing. But I'd be a fool not to take what God got in store for me for doing what I've done. That's where I'd be a fool. And whatever woman do come, cross that path, it's gonna be much harder on her when I got money. Because I could trust a woman even more if she could rock with me and she see that I got good intentions. She see the man in me while I ain't got it. If it take me to have materialistic possessions for you to see the man in me, you ain't the one for me. Because that let me know you just around for my materials. So it's crazy how this world is set up, but I've been thinking about that a lot. Like, what does that make the woman that makes it? It ain't saying it make her the devil. I ain't saying that it makes her, what I'm saying is it makes her God. And I know you got goddess and you got God. I know that you have that. But it makes her the controlling aspect of it all. As far as the energy that's on the earth. I'm telling y'all right now, and it ain't even white, it's specifically black women. When black women start to set their foot down in the way of, just standing for righteousness, not when all of the Birkin bags and all of the dumb shit don't matter, when all of the rims and shit, even the nigga with the most money and shit, when that shit don't matter no more, when it's about the nigga who about the truth. And I ain't just saying that because that describes me. I'm just saying, if it was more niggas like me in the world would be better. That's a fact. That's a fact. Niggas can call it lame, niggas can call it what they want to. But that's just a fact. If less niggas love money in this world and it was more about knowledge, we'll have a nigga who knew how to set up a military and they need the money for it. and we'll have us our own military. If we knew how to create something that could overpower bullets of a gun, we would know that, and we would do that. Where the money comes in is being able to but being able to buy or because at the end of the day, everything comes down to will. If you want it, if a man wanted enough, they gonna take it. How do you think that we got where we at now? Them white folks took what they took. They ain't pay for nothing. That's why they rule and stuff. And it take for niggas to realize that. That's why I say that where we're going in the world, if it ever is gonna be an awakening, you ain't gonna get there without bloodshed or war. It's not gonna happen. These people ain't gonna give up anything, okay? But it shouldn't be about black people trying to get back on top. It really should be a unified aspect of all of that one race being dominant stuff. That's what this 45, the balance aspect of that shit is coming to a halt. All of that one race above and superior, that shit's done. If the world is gonna be anything great, because we at a point where it's gonna end. Because water, man, I'm just going everywhere now. But at the end of the day, we either gonna go down or we gonna go up at this point. And like I say, with that 5, man, I'm finna mess around and go, man. Because like I say, man, it's just gonna take people to do some real heart opening to comprehend where I'm coming from. That's what it's really gonna take. Real talk. Like I say, I got nothing but proof and facts behind what I show. And if anybody want to debate against that, Mr. Sanchez, the flow is open whenever, bruh. It's open. You ain't even, and see, I ain't even to tell you, I ain't clout chasing, because guess what? I ain't messed up about you coming over here. Other people have said he won't, that you didn't got into it, then actually said and voiced he won't even come over here. And bro, I promise I ain't messed up about you coming on I don't even want you over here on my channel, because I'm not here for you to come and bring viewers over here. I can bring my message and the truth, the facts of everything that I'm showing to you, present it to people and show them the truth. But you know why you stalling from that? Is because you don't want somebody to prove you wrong. Because you feel like you fear if somebody prove you wrong, it's going to deter people away from viewing you as the leader or the number one that. That's what you don't want. That's what you're in fear of. Instead of you showing real, you say that you're so spiritual and the most spiritual YouTuber. That's not what a spiritual person does. I can voice when I'm wrong, and I can voice easily and quickly when somebody got me upped and beat. That's a fact. You know how many artists it is in the world? I ain't the best nigga drawing. I got people out here I look up to as far as drawing. I don't copy them. I don't even, go around their stuff too much, because I don't want I don't want to accidentally soak up what they, they techniques and stuff. I'm so caught up in myself and trying to better myself. I only compete with myself. I'm not competing with you if you think that I am. It ain't ever been that case. And it ain't ever gonna be that case. I got to die one day, bro. I'm competing with who I see in the mirror. Because I can only be the best me. I can't be you. I can't be the best you. I can't be no Sanchez. I'm PR Corey. And I wish that you would quit trying to fuck up my image and what I'm trying to do. Because you know why, man? When I come on there and I come to you face to face like a man, which I have in past, and I tell you, ask you face to face, what, you got anything against 45? When you bring up stuff about demonic, you're talking about the sister, Tayi, Heather, whatever. Cosmos kid, you were saying her feet is at a demonic military 45 degrees. Sanchez, you so lost on it, bro. Like I pointed out, 45, fortify. What is the military about? Forts, fortifying. You just looking at it from a negative perspective, fam. And I'm promising you is. I swear to God, I have no line in my blood right now as I'm speaking. Not an inch, not an ankle, not a millimeter. I'm not playing with you, dude. I mean, every word coming out of my mouth. And if you think I'm playing, you got me messed up. Everything about 45 degrees. Got to be demonic. Well, look back at this video and tell me what you see demonic about it or negative about it, please. Because I can't find one thing. You wouldn't be able to navigate without 45 degrees, which I pointed out. You got a 45-degree compass with wings as your logo, which if you're sitting up here talking this and that about that being demonic, you're being a hypocrite based off of that alone. You need to really re-examine your actions. And that's just a fact, man. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this one here, bro. And I want to say shout out to everybody who has come through. Let me see. I don't know why this thing ain't. Is it froze or something? I guess. I don't know. The vertebrae degrees is okay. This is why 12. We are currently preparing the father up. Yeah, it's not froze. I was thinking this mug was froze. Yeah, I just want to shout out to everybody. Yes, me and the elements. You're right. The early templars. That came up for me. I was sure wondering why that kept all coming up. You and I are definitely working together, building on the Christos consciousness. That's what's up. Very enlightened, sister. Very enlightened. You on point. Double-headed snake last night. That's crazy. I didn't see it. That's why I'm gonna have to start reading the comments as I go and everything, making that habitual. I just be trying. Only reason that I don't ever take it as disrespect. I just don't because it helps me stay focused. I got such a I can get off track real easy by one thing throwing me off track. You know, and I don't like to lose thoughts, so that's why I don't be trying to go back and forth with the chatting too much. But I definitely am going to try to do better as far as at least every 5 minutes or so coming back and checking in and voicing it. Because it's the whole point of being live, right? You know, for people to be able to comment and you respond to it in live time. Otherwise, just make a regular video. Shout out to you, sir. Yeah, man. So, like I say, it's going to be up to him to show some facts on his end. Not no speculation. But it ain't, man. Like I said, whoa, shit. Anyway, man, I think that's my cue to go, man. I'm finna get out of here, and I hope y'all have a great day. I hope you enjoyed it, was enlightened by something that you saw. We at the time of 2:33. I think that's a great time to cut it. And I'll see y'all next time. And I'm gonna have to remember and go back and see what the next video is supposed to be too. But yeah, I'm gonna get on out of here. Peace out.